is more often not good for you to take.
Mm-hmm.
But in that game, it proved it true.
Yeah.
So it's another notch for my theory, where if they just don't touch Baron, complete soul, and kind of win the game without it,
you
a
know
lot of
how
times that's better.
Dom
It's so risky, and it doesn't actually give you that much.
I know. You know how Dom asked broadcast, hey, can we get like the stats of the teams that have lost with Dragon Soul? We should also get a stat of people that have won without a Baron. Is it necessary to end games? Or do you have a higher win rate when you don't get the Baron? I'm going to imagine no, but, you know.
It's kind of too hard to check because I feel like teams will have like a 3,000 or 4,000 gold lead and then just feel like they need to take the Baron, and that's when the volatility gets introduced to the game. So
True. I give that 6-man in the team fight. But we'll see if Shopify can bounce back here. They have not been looking cohesive as a unit, and there was a lot of evidence of that in that last game. They banned out the Orianna, Caitlyn, Poppy. Nocturne, Lucian, Vi banned out from Sentinel's side. And Shopify on blue side with first pick will lock in J4.
Will we see more mage bot lanes? Rahel had the early pick Ezreal to avoid that, ended up having a very effective game with the Ezreal Leona, but now the first pick Cassio can still be a flex pick. DARKWINGS is a really good Cassiopeia, but it's also a very powerful bot lane. I think I was talking with Emily earlier. Cassio, Ziggs are the two that I want to see the most if you're going to play mage bot lane, and Victor. Those are the three. Outside of that, I'm a little worried about it.
So we have an update on my stat request.
What was your stat request?
It was, I believe the exact words I said were teams that have won without Baron.
Okay.
Or win rate when you don't get Baron or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Do you want to read what Leo, the
answer
stats guy
says
said?
I hate Kangas.
Yes.
Yeah. From Stat Guy Leo.
Good. Gonna reach out to HR later.
I think Cassio Shen is the bot lane because you taunt them into the Petrifying Gaze.
Ooh.
That's the combo.
True.
Technically, it works with the mid lane Cassio as well. You would still taunt them into the Petrifying Gaze, but it's better when they hang out more.
Yeah, exactly. When they're holding hands in lane.
Yeah.
Also, just one of the premier roaming supports at this point. Camille's gone. Leona's gone. Go for the Shen for huhi. And Shopify Rebellion answer with the Anivia and the Gnar. Now, chances of this being a bot lane Anivia, very low. I would say this is one of the champs that Shopify have leaned on for Zinie a lot. Yep. Galio and Anivia are up there in his kind of most played so far in the LCS.
I think it's one of his best picks, but I also feel like it's something he would normally pick into Cassio.
Yeah.
But Cassio is going to go bot lane, we think.
He played it in week 1 against DSG in a Rise matchup, but he did not play it in week 2.
Varus could still be top into the Gnar. I don't know what's happening here.
Ooh.
It's a Shen pick for impact as well, so you never know where he's going entirely.
True, it could be jungle Shen.
There's a lot of... Every single one of these picks can be somewhere else for Sentinels.
I'm liking the draft ambiguity from Sentinels so far. Also, when I think of DARKWINGS, Cassiopeia is one of the champions that I kind of associate with him especially last year when he first came into the league. It was one of the ones he looked most comfortable on. Maybe the bans will give us some insight, as it's Corki banned next here for Sentinels. I'd say for Shopify, much more straightforward. We're expecting it's going to be Gnar top, J4 in the jungle. Maybe the Anivia moves around, but I'm also anticipating that to just be mid lane for Zinie, which means that they have bot lane as their next pick. Sentinels will get the last pick here, so they will get to kind of hold their cards close.
I like the Kiana ban. That is something that HamBak really popped off on the last time he got his hands on it.
Skarner ban next, maybe, if you're just trying to pinch all of HamBak's pool.
Yeah, what's going on with HamBak Skarner? I feel like it's fell away. Well, it was like the only pick he was winning on, and now he's not playing it that much.
We talked about it so much. Maybe he's just got a chip on his shoulder now. You know, he's got to prove he can play other things. Or it's like the break in case of emergency, and they just haven't needed to do it yet.
I mean, he played it once, lost. It's not even banned against him that often anymore. So you never know.
Team composition also can dictate if you want to go for it, if you have enough damage, or if you need the engage. Right now, they have a lot of damage. I actually could see it fitting this current composition. But it's not going to be the Skarner ban. It's going to be the Wukong ban, meaning that Sentinels could lock that in if they want to. They ban away the Lulu on their side, and they will have the next pick here. I would love a jungle pick because then you're still holding the flex of the Varus cast.
You want to hold your
Shen.
flexibility as long as possible. I think jungle is exactly what you walk in here. Looking at the bans, I mean, Poppy's banned for everyone except for Blabber. And they're just going to go super stock standard here. Zin into Jarvan. Just trade the Sun to Sky 80 junglers.
Why not? Cataclysm, he can go in the Cataclysm, but then you have your ultimate as Zhao to just knock away the J4, and also Anivia, much less, scary when you're walking through the ultimate, but you have yours up. Let's see what Shopify Rebellion lock in. Again, their bot lane has yet to pick their champions. So AD carry and support are the expected picks here, unless they want to go for more AP damage. They do have an AD top laner and AD jungle, so they could go for another mage bot for Bvoy. But I've always liked Bvoy more on the AD carries, and he is going to go for the misfortune.
I just feel like this is... Yeah, MF Nautilus would be the combo. I feel like they should just move the Cassio bot, the Varus top, and pick their mid laner into Anivia now.
Yeah.
Something mobile if they really want to be flexible. But then you're going against so many different things. Like Rahel doesn't really like playing mages. Impact has said he wants to play range toss, but the team has been putting him on tanks pretty much this entire split. And yeah, if they lock in the Olaf, then everything is where Shopify thought it was going to be. No flexibility. Cassio mid, Olaf top, Varus AD carry, and it's a standard draft.
Yeah, if it wasn't Sentinels, I would have put a lot more stock into Varus top. But then you think of Impact's champion and what he's been playing lately. I think the Olaf fits much more the style. That means Rahel versus Bvoy will be AD carry versus AD carry. Kind of leaning away from that mage meta currently dominating around the world. But even like LCK, they've been pivoting away from it. Maybe it was overblown. Maybe the pros are like, nah, AD carries, that's the future of bot lane.
I mean, I have many theories about this. I guess it's just one theory. AD carries don't like doing it. And when Riot says that they're going to nerf it anyway, they're like, well, why would I even try?
Yeah.
I just want to play AD
What's
carry.
the point of learning? Well, it's just one win in regular season
it's
on a
because
broken mage bot?
If it is actually good and everyone does it, then it's just going to get nerfed.
Yeah.
So what's the point? It's a very defeatist but smart. Like it's a catch-22. Do you put the time into the mages?
I think it depends on if they like playing mages anyway. Because sometimes there's AD carries I talk to them. They're like, oh, I like playing the AP champions. But you're right. If the AD carry only likes playing AD carries and you know it's going to get nerfed, why put the time onto it?
They're giving power to the mage players, though. So now players like Viper, who actually love playing mages, are just going to be able to do it whenever they want. Because it's not going to get nerfed as much as it needs to if you're a master of bot lane mages.
So you're saying for NA to win Worlds, we have to play the stuff that's broken so it gets nerfed. And we can go back to the things we're good at.
I don't think people just look at what Korea does. So if we want to spam mages, that's not going to influence the meta.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone's asleep right now in those parts of the world. They're not paying attention to LCS. That's how we surprise them at MSI anyway.
True. They didn't watch the games.
So I would say we need to just
we
need to practice mages either in secret or out in the open because it'll still be in secret to many.
Okay.
And I think we'll be fine.
I think we need to find the perfect counter to Camille support. Find something that nobody else is doing, because that's the one that's going to terrify me as we get back into international competition. Speaking of international, Zinie and HamBak coming in from KT Challengers, ex-teammates with each other, now finding themselves rivals on the Rift. Always fun to see reunions in the LCS.
It's so cool that these guys are now able to play against each other. And Zinie taking a lot of damage. Has egg. He does have egg against DARKWINGS early on.
In this trying time, an egg sometimes is exactly what you need.
CL Enjoyers, that's a nice shot.
Yeah, saw them catching up, chatting with each other backstage before the match, so clearly they're staying in touch and staying positive right now. Sentinels got to be feeling very positive as that was a pretty strong showing in that game #1. What do you think Shopify needs to do in this game 2, Jat, to make sure they bounce back? Because this composition, I would argue, is not the easiest to execute. Yes, they do have some wombo combos, but getting to the spot where you can actually pull them off is kind of where Shopify has struggled.
Yeah, I mean, I really like having Blabber on the cast last game because he was just all about, like, why is this person on this wave? So they need to play the mid-game waves better and be together on the objectives, because there were some moments where Zinie was taking over at the wrong time or Bvoy was in the wrong spot. And that's the stuff that actually ended up costing them. And then when you're in the fights, you still need to perform, but I feel like that's not necessarily the problem for Shopify. It's just about team cohesion in the mid-game.
Yeah, being at the right place at the right time. Oftentimes, when you look at like the super young rosters, I might have to get back to Zinie again, burning down. Is it egg? Not time for egg.
Yeah, DARKWINGS trying to keep enough mana that if he did egg him, he'd be able to get a chunk off, but now try and just take this recall under turret.
Scary for Zinie to stick around. I mean, yes, your passive means that you're probably not going to die, but that means that if that passive is down, suddenly HamBak can be looking at mid lane thinking that's a juicy gank attempt from this point. So let's see if DARKWINGS is able to land a Noxus Blast.
Yeah, I mean,
1Q into E would
got
probably
500
be enough.
gold right now, and Anivia doesn't want to take this early base. Nice cues from DARKWINGS so far.
Yeah.
And he has Contractz kind of in his back pocket over at Raptors, just in case Jarvan did come over.
That's it. That should be enough burn. Yep, there we go. Okay, so Zinie just accepted the egg for him, and he's still down 2 full waves over DARKWINGS.
Oh.
Now in the top side, Contractz going in for the gank onto Fudge. As huhi was there first, the support and the top lane are winning the 2v2. huhi picks up first blood, looking for a second one. Flash from Zeyzal to follow up, will equalize a 1-for-1 trade. Impact limps away.
Just Olaf things right there. Impact winning the extended trade, but Zeyzal arrives at the end with a flash heal to make it a 1-for-1. HamBak was actually just in base right there, so at the end it's the numbers advantage that gives it to him. Impact still hasn't base. This seems odd.
Another dredge line onto HamBak, plus the wave there, and in goes the top lane, but Fudge is down! Impact will fall to Zeyzal, who's got the minions behind him. The range damage not enough to kill HamBak. Very close margins right there. What was that?
It's a game of League of Legends, Kangas. This is LCS action right here. Impact just staying at 10 health?
No sums.
So Impact...
No regard for his own life either.
Impact has 35 health. I'm watching this back, like why he stuck around. And it's just because HamBak wanted to fight. But we're going to watch the initial fight one more time. huhi wraps around Vision, not seen by Fudge. And then when Fudge walks up, they just land the taunt. Impact misses that axe, I believe. And then just Impact with his W on, and a full stack Conqueror is just too much sustain to deal with until the hook comes in at the end to kill huhi.
And also, you saw Contractz kind of kite away from the minions as opposed to back into them, had to flash the way back. I'm imagining he's thinking, I'm just going to throw 1 Q. Like if HamBak preps the Q knockup on a Fudge. Yeah. But Fudge just goes in first.
Yeah, I mean, he presses his W for the shield there. They burn through it. He thought maybe with his Berserker's Rage to have enough attack speed and life steal he'd be able to do it. Golden Glue knows this is just a mess up there. This is just the top laner experience.
Hey, Revan said it was going to be a bloody game, no matter which team won. And at least Game 2 is now delivering on that. Game 1 was a little slower in the early game, but now already with the Roam's top side, that's going to be a kill for Fudge, plus about a wave advantage for him over Impact. Mid lane is still not looking great for his old Zinie. Sentinels and DARKWINGS have a 22 CS lead in the mid lane, giving them an overall 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, so...
And bot as well has
that's
a big
good
lead
for Sentinels.
Too. Yeah.
I said, you know, you do also have to lane. Laning wasn't the problem last game, but this game, it is the problem.
Unfortunately for Shopify Rebellion, his Petrifying Gaze will not land a stun, but the flash forward from DARKWINGS, he fancies himself an outplay and gets a solo kill. DARKWINGS stepping up.
Completely off tempo too. His team is taking Drake, so he just moves back towards them. And
Zeyzal trying to punish. They will go for 1. That is DARKWINGS down, but it's going to be a trade of kills right on back. Sentinels happy to take that one. DARKWINGS did his job in the 1v1. Now the team backs him up for 2 more in a 3-for-1 trade in the extended play.
Oh, it's looking good for Sentinels right there. DARKWINGS with the initial outplay. Zinie is just in a world of pain. 35 CS. Just a health and sapphire crystal. Should give the proper names. Ruby and sapphire.
Ruby and there we go.
Yeah, has yet to be able to combine them into the same crystal. But Zeyzal hooking in there, I get it. He wanted the kill, but it's a 2v4.
I just got what you did there. That took me a moment, but
nice.
I caught up. Yeah. I was like, but it's called Catalyst.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you're doing a whole bit. Okay, cool. That was good.
Combine the 2 into the same.
Combine the 2 into the same. HamBak on a bit of a tear right now in the jungle as Bvoy will throw out the bullet time bot side. Contractz going for an invade with the backup of Zinie and Zeyzal.
Huh.
The double Z's.
Okay, huhi's not level 6 yet. Won't be able to get level 6 either, so they just have the numbers advantage. They should be safe here.
And now Fudge trying to join up with the rest of his team. HamBak goes in, chunks out some of the Mini-Gnar's health, but will back off, so Sentinels were wise to it. Rahel's trying to get a wave as Bvoy is trying to punish him for it. Instant cleanse on the Chains of Corruption, and Rahel will just lose the 1v1. Bvoy showing signs of life for Shopify.
It's a trap! It was a fake recall, so Bvoy uses his MF ultimate and then fakes his recall in the bush. Rahel is just tired of waiting.
This is the real recall, but I don't know if he's going to get it off. Will flash away from the Noxus Blast. I believe that's still landed.
And DARKWINGS can see him.
No, he's actually sidestepping. So Bvoy's not taking the damage yet. DARKWINGS is just walking around. Will land the miasma.
He hasn't hit him yet, so he's still got a strike.
Are there any TPs? Can Fudge come in and help? I mean, somebody surely has to help Bvoy. He just got the solo kill. Back up, your AD carry. DARKWINGS will get flash out of Zeyzal, has HamBak coming in. Bvoy's gonna get collapsed on, and HamBak got a killing spree. DARKWINGS survive. Shopify do not get the hero of the moment out of there. And Sentinels are up 1,000 gold.
DARKWINGS, ring around the rosy champion. He was not gonna get outsmarted by the wall. He knew exactly. Honestly, MVP of that was the control ward in the river. Because if he ever was to wrap around, DARKWINGS would have vision of him. Oh, that was goofy.
Oh, man. And again, right after Bvoy gets the solo kill. Like, he shows that Shopify at least have somewhere on the map that's not completely falling apart. And then still gold over to Sentinels. Now HamBak up 3 kills and an assist, plus a camp over Contractz right now. And HamBak has been having a fantastic split so far. Very, very impressed with HamBak as a player. And I feel like when it comes to Sentinels and hyping up this squad, HamBak is a pretty easy one to put our focus on with what he's been able to do to the other junglers in the league.
Yeah, and this was just week 1. Week 2 wasn't that good, but
fair.
They were up against Team Liquid, who's performing like the best team in the league, and when he's had a lead, he's really been able to run with it. That was on the most impressive games like Fury, Kiana.
Round 2, flash out from Rahel, throws out the Chains of Corruption. No cleanse that time around. And the Stand United will make it a not fair fight, and HamBak perfectly times the audacious charge to get out of the Cataclysm.
It's a 2v4.
Has impact behind him, but the rest of Shopify Rebellion will get the shutdown. Finally, HamBak taking off the Rift.
I really thought Impact was just going to run in there and start throwing down. With the fights that we've seen so far in this game, it feels like the teams are just playing a little loose. I mean, just look what's been happening bot lane. Bvoy and Rahel just trying to kill each other. The game around the wall that DARKWINGS and Bvoy played, and now
Dredge line
Olaf
from Fog of War in the brush. That's Ragnarok out of Impact. You got a problem with how I say the word brush? Ooh, Gnar into the wall, stun, chain CC, and that's a kill. Fudge gets the kill out of Impact.
Nice hook there by Zeyzal, and Fudge is sneakily 1,000 gold ahead after all of that chaos. That's going to be the angle for Shopify to win this game, and my goodness, the gold is almost even now.
Yeah,
this is incredible. Was a pretty big deal into the kill onto Fudge. That's a lot of swinginess.
Yeah. HamBak had a lot of shutdown gold on him, and even though DARKWINGS individually is ahead, Rahel individually is ahead, that's kind of been answered now by Fudge in the top lane. HamBak will still get that first item completion, our MasterCard Power Spike with the Sundered Sky, and Rahel as well with 1 item completed. And then it's funnily enough Zeyzal, the only member other than Contractz who just finished one that had his first item. He's got a lot of kill participation, 5 out of 6.
And the Protoplasm Harness. Whew. That's a tanky Nautilus. Dragon up in 3 seconds. Teleport for Fudge as well. So if Sentinel starts this, Contractz could opt to fight. They don't have all of their ultimates, but I feel like this would be a good thing to contest if they're willing to bring the Gnar.
Yeah, Fudge does not have his ultimate, but he is Mega now. Could look to TP, but no. Shopify Rebellion will not pull the trigger on that endeavor. The Dragon will be secured here by Sentinels. That is 2 in a row now as they continue the Dragon stacking.
All right, keep maximizing gold. We got ourselves a game. I was a little worried we were going to have a 2-0 with the way this started and HamBak getting ahead. But now, Fudge is going to have an opportunity to have a very big game on this Gnar. Staying top lane, holding his TP advantage, playing a little selfishly for now, but they didn't have a good approach. They didn't want to throw the game away at that moment, and I respect it, and let's see if Fudge can carry this one.
Not a lot of deeper flanking wards that he could have gone for without the Gnar ultimate again.
Yeah,
exactly. Going to go in for that big engage. And those are the moments where we've seen a lot of teams in the LCS. Actually, I might have to get back to it. Nope, Zeyzal's fine. Where a lot of teams will just contest and fight on an objective when you can look critically and say, you didn't have the items, you didn't have the cooldowns, you didn't have the setup. Like, why are you going for this? I'm actually really happy to see a team like Shopify, who I've been very critical of their team cohesion, actually say, no, we're not going to fight for that one when we don't have ideal conditions.
Yep, still in the early game, though. Zinie hasn't completed role quest. We haven't seen the swap into AD support being mid and mid laners playing on side. That has been more where Shopify has struggled.
Yeah, and right now, still trying to get a gold lead for themselves. It's dead even. Reminder as well, October 3rd to 4th, the LCS Championship is headed to the Gas South Arena in the greater Atlanta area. Tickets are on sale. Scan the QR code if you're gassed up for LCS Finals.
I'm gassed up.
You're gassed up?
Yeah. For LCS Finals.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's a good distinction, because otherwise you might want to Talk to your doctor.
Raz is gassed up because he had a latte today. We could say it at this point. He's made
poor
it
Emily
public.
and
I'm not
Zeyzal.
just flaming him.
Yeah. No, I at this point, yeah, flame Raz for it every time. I feel bad for the analysts that have to sit next to him at this point.
Take the lactose pill. You're intolerant.
Do it. Bring it with you.
Yep.
We know he has them. All right.
Does.
Well, right now, Shopify Rebellion have 1 minute 30 seconds before the Herald spawns, 3 minutes before the Dragon. So expecting more action on the top half of the map. We see a lot of fights around the Herald these days. Who would you favor right now, Jat? It's a dead even gold game, so is there anybody who's more advantaged as they approach this next potential objective?
I mean, I feel like if you're the Anivia team and you can get to be first on the objective, I'm going to always favor them. But I just feel like Zinie is so far behind the curve of the game right now that they can't actually be first on the objective, and DARKWINGS is holding their push bot, so I would favor SR, which is why they're going for this
teleport
play.
in from Fudge right now. They're going to go for their engage. Answer of a teleport. Zinie doesn't have the team with him right now. Shopify Rebellion immediately back off as Fudge is no longer Mega, but the bolt time over the wall onto huhi. CC immune goes the top lane. Impact's trying his best. Flashes out of the Cataclysm. DARKWINGS will not land the Petrifying Gaze onto anybody. The Crystallized Wall will knock him up. Flashes away from the flag and drag. A Sandy Knight from huhi keeps him safe. No kills on either side. But tight margins there as a couple low health bars mean that Shopify Rebellion can walk this wave in and start hitting this bot turret.
Bit weird there. They teleported in with Gnar, but it was still a good fight for them, and they get some crucial cooldowns out of Sentinels. Impact just hasn't been able to find a good angle to run in on this Olaf, and I believe this is going to buy a lot of time for Zinie to just start getting to his items, as Fudge is then now getting solo plate gold, so he's going to get further and further ahead on this Gnar.
Yeah, that's 4 plates down on the bottom turret. No first turret taken yet, but I feel like it could go down here. No, Fudge will not stick around. DARKWINGS is there, and HamBak's actually hovering nearby. Goes for the Crescent Guard. Not going to land the knockback onto Fudge, though. Went a little early on it. Does land the third knockup from the Q. Just going to dive under the turret straight up onto Fudge. Has the damage from DARKWINGS, but HamBak will trade his life for it. Fudge about to go Mega! Fudge with the outplay. Contractz with the kill credit. Shopify Rebellion keep their top laner alive.
That might just be Fudge breaking this game. He avoids the Zinsec. I think he had a little stutter back to stop himself from getting hit back. I hope so. And then being able to hit Mega, keep himself alive. I mean, shutting down HamBak and DARKWINGS there, with the time they invested in that play, is just going to swing the gold so far in Shopify's favor.
They get the turret afterwards, so much gold in Shopify's pocket. 2,000 individual lead for Fudge. Let's get another look at the
was this a misplay or an outplay? We're going to find out. So HamBak's just trying to R him backwards into DARKWINGS.
Oh, he steps into the fog of war.
It's like a little bit sideways. I think HamBak probably messed that one up. Then flashes to try and get it. They feel like they're going to do enough damage under turret, but they just don't have the damage. And Fudge moves up to avoid the DARKWINGS crew rather than falling backwards. And then Contractz arrives with the flash EQ, and they pick up the second kill.
It's one of those moments, yes, we see the reaction from Coach Golden Glue there. You go into the fog of war. I'm sure that HamBak's thinking, oh, he's just going to try and hop over my head from fog of war, so I'm just going to preemptively throw out the Crescent Guard. But no, Fudge holds the cooldown, waits for it. And now that's 2 turrets to Shopify Rebellion. The Dragon's up. Dredge line will not land, but Shopify currently have the inside track to the river. Sentinels will walk from the bottom side, though. So Shopify taking their position on the top. Bvoy will make sure mid lane is shoving in. Sentinels are losing a wave for this Dragon contest. It's only their 3rd of the game. Shopify Rebellion yet to pick up 1. Bvoy's a little separated from the rest of the team here as DARKWINGS will push him away, hits the blast cone. Sentinels do not have control of the banana brush, and the dredge line will land onto huhi. But DARKWINGS just going all in. The Petrifying Gaze not landing onto anybody, and he's taken out of the fight. Bvoy flashes away from the chains of corruption. huhi's in the thick of it, but he will go down as well. Fudge looks for the engage onto the AD carry. Impact's doing what he can, but he's stuck in the Cataclysm. Shut down for Rahel on Fudge, but there's only 2 members of Sentinels up. They're going to try and teleport away. Oh, Rahel's TP is stopped by the crystalline growth. Oh, the Anivia wall knocking him up and displacing him. So Rahel's going to go down as well. Shopify Rebellion picking up multiple kills and going for the Dragon as well. That is one traded back. Rahel does take out Zinie at the very end there, but Shopify Rebellion fight back.
Bvoy, please, at the very end. But 2 really nice walls by Zinie in that fight. The first one, as DARKWINGS is trying the very ambitious flank around the side. cut him off from being able to retreat, and then the second wall stops the teleport from Rahel. So watching this right here, you see DARKWINGS on a control ward. They think they can get a nice combo off here, even though, I mean, Impact is way outside of the fight. Don't love this look. Wall knocks him down, and now, just now, Impact is arriving so late into the fight. Nice flash there by Rahel. They do end up getting the shutdown for a little bit of extra gold onto Lethality. Varus thinks he's going to teleport out, and maybe there's someone in here.
Oh,
there is. It's a Varus. I don't even know if they realized they had to teleport, but they did, which is a nice benefit before chasing down that kill.
Yeah, able to get some of the wave, able to get 1 kill afterwards, but that is now 3.6 thousand gold lead for Shopify Rebellion, and they stop the Dragon stacking, getting their first of the game.
3,000 assists.
Ooh.
Contractz LCS career 15th all time, man.
He's not quite on the mountain yet.
He's not on Vulcan.
We were showing the mountain earlier.
Well,
Vulcan's close to number 1.
Assist mountain. He's currently leader. We're thinking Vulcan might pass him next week.
It's Fudge mountain right now as he's just chasing down Impact. The dredge line will come in from Zeyzal, but that will just get the ultimate out from Impact. So Ragnarok used. Bvoy's back into the mid lane here to catch this wave, and that top turret's not long for this world. Shopify Rebellion will take this one down and continue their gold lead forward, now up to 4.1k.
Yeah, we love our mountains here in the LCS. I actually remember about 4 years ago, we were doing Mount Fudge, where he was just ranking himself amongst other top laners, and then 4 years later, we're like, well, assist mountain. Just fun visualizing people being above other people.
You know, we got the Rockies not too far away. We should do like a whole road trip, you know? Just go get like a photo of Vulcan on the top of the Rockies. What's the tallest peak in the Rockies? I actually don't know.
Jeez.
I don't remember the name of it.
I mean, I'm from where the Rocky Mountains are as well, but it's not the
You should know this, Chad.
I don't know.
Joshua?
I know the tallest peak. I should know the tallest peak in Cranbrook, where I grew up, but I don't even remember that now.
Well, I'm hearing from producers that Mount Albert, which does not sound real. I do not believe them.
Albert's the tallest mountain
like
of the whole Rockies?
Giving us baloney information right now. Also a reminder, we showed it right there briefly. What year is it? We do have Dardoch back in the league, so a reminder to tune in for the first series tomorrow as Dignitas with their brand new jungler. Never before seen. Engage from Zeyzal here onto Rahel. Impact's nearby. The wall goes up. It does not trap Rahel, but now Fudge is able to get onto the AD carry, and this time around there's no flash. That means Rahel down. Fudge almost falls back to Impact, who flash over the Baron Pit wall to follow him up. Ragnarok Drain Tank is a lot, but not enough, as the Cataclysm follow-up from Contractz will seal the fate of Sentinel's top laner. It's going to be a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Shopify.
Yep, another small win for the side of Shopify, looking to make this a 3-game series. I feel like Zinie's recovered from the really disastrous early game with the Malignant and the Rod of Ages. He's going to be in a completely fine spot right now.
Yeah, I can blue trinket.
I said we're fighting on top side.
Not bad.
I'm coming.
We're out. This is.
Shen,
it's
full
fight,
fight,
I can live.
I'm just fighting, guys. I'm just fighting.
Looking Shen.
Follow me.
Yeah, I appeal for you. You're fine.
Shen, no flash.
No flash. We'll kill him
we
after.
Can Nash after this. No flash.
Do we have damage to Nash?
No, I don't have them.
I do like that. I'll peel. I'll peel the Olaf that's ulting you.
He said, I have heal.
Oh, I have heal. Oh, okay.
He did, in fact, have heal, but it was, in fact, not fine. But it's still a good play. The 2-for-1. Okay, Mount Elbert. E-L-B-E-R-T, 14,400 feet.
That sounds less real.
That sounds like about where Aphromu is on Assist Mountain right now.
14,400?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's towards the top for sure. Actually, at the top. Vulcan didn't quite catch up to him this weekend, but maybe next weekend. Maybe Contractz will get into the top 10 conversation soon, as Shopify Rebellion in a fantastic position, game 2. They struggled with cohesion, but so far their team fights have looked good. That was the thing that I wanted to kind of keep a critical lens on. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
Shout out Leo. We actually got the stab from earlier.
3 Barons, guaranteed win.
Wow.
Can't lose. 1 Baron, 84% is the same as 2 Barons, 84%. I feel like that's odd.
That is odd.
Could just be, you know,
and only 8% win rate at 0 Barons. That's actually very low.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times if you lose, you have 0 Barons. I imagine he pulled all the games.
True.
Good job, Leo.
That was awesome.
Fisher Peak is the tallest mountain in Cranbrook.
In Cranbrook?
Yeah. It's
where is
9,000
Cranbrook?
feet. It's in British Columbia.
Ah.
It's a real place.
Yep.
Forgot that the mountains went up that high.
They do. They continue on.
They just keep going? They don't stop at the border?
North America. Yeah, they don't
Interesting.
actually stop at the Canada-US border.
Good to know. I was never great at geography. DARKWINGS going to take top outer turret here, get some more gold in his pocket, but it is still a 4.4k gold lead overall for Shopify Rebellion as they're on their second Drake of the game. No contest from Sentinels. Not interested in fighting at this point with their gold deficit. DARKWINGS the only individual member that still has a gold lead for Sentinels.
Wow. And he needs to really be able to get a lot of damage off in these team fights. This is a really big moment for Shopify. They feel like they have wrestled control away in this game, but one big mistake could lead to them getting swept. And we talked about this being a really important match for them in trying to climb in the standings. It's pretty much everyone has Sentinels 5, Shopify 6. So being able to take them down.
Raz, he has Shopify 8th.
Okay.
That will be
Bold
remembered.
Raz.
That will be remembered.
Bold Raz. But, I mean, I can see Fudge just yapping like crazy on comms right now. He's the strongest member. He's the one that kind of needs to call where this game goes and be vocal about what he needs.
But that's one of the concerns I was going to bring up next, is we saw them in a similar-ish position last week. Fudge had the lead. Fudge was on the carry. Yes, it was Vayne, very different circumstances, but he wasn't able to clutch up. There were a couple of moments, I remember Zeyzal talking about this in the moment, on the cast, also on the dive, he highlighted it. Moments where he could have flashed forward aggressively, looked for a big, finishing blow, or flashed defensively to get away from a charm, and he wasn't able to do it. So eyes will be on Fudge. Yes, you have the lead currently, but when it matters most, will you have the reaction time to make the play happen?
Yeah, game 1 against Line last week.
We can stop gassing up Leo this much. It's going to go to his head.
Leo the GOAT. Where is Dardoch? He's in the Dignitas house, playing tomorrow.
Yeah, somewhere in California, for sure. Most likely near Santa Monica, I would guess.
West LA.
Oh, okay.
I know where it is, but I'm not going to say.
You're not going to dox him?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably wise. I imagine is right now Shopify Rebellion establishing control over the top jungle here. Sentinels have a death brush set up with HamBak and huhi, but I mean, who would die in there? Right now Shopify Rebellion have such a gold lead. They should be favored really anywhere they go on the Rift. They're going to start hitting this tier 2 turret. The Anivia wave clear is just so oppressive. The waves will never leave this line. Shopify Rebellion are doing what Blabber mentioned last time. If you have a lead, you don't have to run to the Baron. You don't have to try and siege turrets. You can just invade and take jungle camp. That's exactly what Contractz is doing, taking away the Krugs. Raptors are spawning. He's not going to go for those ones, though.
He is not. We also don't have Hunting Baron, so a little bit less damage from Baron this game. And we're pretty far from the Soul, so I do expect Shopify to continue to play this one pretty slowly. Let Bvoy continue stacking up items. I feel like the Fudge's lead will just continue to extend because he gets to be first on all of these side waves. You can see Sentinels really trapped to playing 2 waves, where Shopify's like sneaking all 3 waves subtly, so slowly extending this gold lead.
When you look at compositions like this, which one are you favoring the later into the game we go? Because I'm seeing 2 mid laners that like to scale, but not a strong opinion on my end either way as to which one of them's happier in the late game.
I just like the snap engage that Shopify has, and then just also the fact that they have a gold lead. I think they can start each fight with a bit of a one-shot if they get a good wall and section off the fight properly.
Sure.
Not to mention, I just really think that the fact that Fudge wins side lane, no matter who he's up against, is really always just making them first to objectives, which is then what you need with Anivia.
Well, I imagine huhi's not going to be laning against Fudge, but I like where your head's at. Yeah.
That's true.
There we go. See, we can both make jokes over here.
Can.
DARKWINGS does have 3 items completed. If there's a moment where Sentinels could look to fight, right now it's actually HamBak getting engaged on by Shopify Rebellion. The Zhao is quite tanky though, and that might have been a bad move from Contractz. Has to flag and drag away. Bullet time straight onto huhi, but Zeyzal's the first to fall. Shut down gold over to DARKWINGS, and a disaster for Shopify Rebellion. Sentinels play around their Cassiopeia, and they get a kill.
Zinie not even there, kind of slowly autoing the turret on Anivia, and now they might need to try and make a 4v5 Baron defense. They see him, and HamBak's got an angle. No turret for him to run to either.
Crescent Guard is available. He can look for the Zinsec play. This time around, he lands it, and Zinie's sectioned off from the rest of the team. Will go into the stasis. Fudge is there. Bvoy goes down to Impact on the flank, and
it's
again, disaster for Shopify Rebellion. They lose their mid laner, they lose their AD carry right when it looked like the Rebels had a chance. Sentinels close that door shut, and look at the Baron.
They must be so disappointed in themselves right now, but they have to focus to not make it any worse than it already is. Nobody else go in, this Baron is toast. So essentially, HamBak saw an angle, thought they could get a quick kill, but Anivia was not there, so they lose that 4v5. Then they get eyes on Anivia, and as Shopify is trying to save that play, Impact has insanely good instincts and finds Bvoy in transition, so they end up getting 3 kills and the Baron off of this.
Contractz is trying to stop some of these backs. We'll actually go for the flag and drag onto Rahel. Cataclysm used. Fudge coming in here, flashes forward with the autos. Rahel flashes back to safety. Huhi's trying to keep his AD carry alive, and they do. DARKWINGS has now joined in on the fight. Shopify Rebellion will take down huhi, but they lose their jungler and their top laner for it. Trying to capture some semblance of hope after the Baron, and again, that hope is dashed.
Trying to make up for the mistakes they have just made leads them to more mistakes. So, yeah, Contractz Fudge dead. This will be sole point going over to Sentinels as they're back in the game.
Yeah, Baron was picked up, but Shopify still had about a 2,500 gold lead. That's now down to 1.5k. So off of this play, you have to imagine Sentinels will go on to Dragon Point and have the gold lead back in their favor. A disastrous series of plays for the Rebellion as they were right on the precipice. Jet, we're talking about mountains. They were climbing this one.
They slipped.
And now they've slipped.
They slipped. They tumbled down a couple thousand feet. They went from the peak of Elbert to the peak of Fisher Peak. It's about 4,000 feet difference for those of you who are catching up on the
They're
cast.
still at a peak.
Yeah, they're still doing well. They might still win, but it's a tough situation now as so much of this lead gets given away. So this is after the 4v5 they took in mid lane, and the Hex Gate from Impact straight into Bvoy, who then also flashes away from his own jungler. A kind of just panic play from everyone in that sequence. Even the Anivia trying to run home rather than just TPing after killing the turret to set up that play in the first place. You can see the disappointment on everyone's faces.
Yeah, the cohesion. And I feel like we've said this about 5 times already, but Shopify being in the wrong place at the wrong time. We saw this happen in game 1. Blabber pointed it out that, you know, Zinie, or rather Bvoy got punished top lane because Zinie should have been there. Bvoy should have been mid. This time around, Zinie's top lane probably should have been with the team, or at least, you know, like you said, TP out of there instead. Gold's dead even. Dragon Soul point to Sentinels. As it's still anyone's game, but it's moments like that that just remind you Shopify have a lot of work to do as a team.
Yeah, we're likely in a bit of a standstill until the next Drake spawns, unless someone sees a remarkable angle.
Zinie's just going to walk into Fog of War.
That's
goes into the stasis. Crescent guard from HamBak, but the damage is there, and Zinie is still down. Standing knife from huhi as Cataclysm comes back in from Contractz. Chain of Corruption not going to land. Depth charge will, but that's just a dead mid laner. I mean, you throw out the stun. Yeah, Flash Frost goes into the brush, but they could still be there.
I need to think what Zinie was thinking here. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that's a bit of a tilted play there by Zinie. They should just be catching waves until they want to move out. There's a control word in that bush, and he checks with his face. He falls, and now Sentinels are going to be able to pick up some extra gold.
And again, gold was even. It was still an even game state at that position, but back-to-back mistakes from the Rebels has now meant that Sentinels have a 1.4 thousand gold lead. Fudge has hit Mega, has a potential engage here, but probably a one-way ticket when you're that chunked already. Not going to go for it.
Yeah, there's no Anivia to clear these waves. That's the whole reason that they want to be able to stall the game. Anivia camps under the turret, throws up the ult. If they step up too close, you wall them, you stun them, and you make a play happen. But you leave that zone of safety, some really bad things can happen.
Contractz this time around will be able to walk in, clear that control ward. I was holding my breath, thinking don't let it happen again. But they do actually take some control of their own jungle now. Contractz is back to clearing. Sentinels still with a 1.4 thousand gold lead. A reminder, everybody, that we will have a road show, LCS Week 6. I'm excited for that one. It'll be hosted by Lion in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And Shopify will be there.
They will be playing both days.
See what form they're in.
Every team listed there will be playing both days. So some really high quality LCS being played.
Yeah, 3 of the top dogs being present. Very, very exciting schedule for that weekend.
That's a nice way to put it.
Top dogs
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Shopify, they could be that top dog if they just play with more cohesion. They have these good spots in these games. They have these big individual performances. They almost need to come back now. Grouping up a little bit more, getting mid-prio, moving into river, Contractz, putting down some control wards. Probably going to be able to get that super scuttle crab as well. And they need to avoid getting picked off. So just play on 2 waves with the Anivia and try and have the first setup onto this Drake. Looks like Sentinels is going to be kind of playing around Baron a little bit. I hope Shopify doesn't get sucked into that zone and make sure they avoid Soul Point.
Yeah, Dragon's coming up in 1 minute's time. It looks like Shopify Rebellion are full sending onto Impact. Cataclysm's the only thing that can lock the Olaf into place as the rest of Shopify are now coming in. He jumps away, but now Ragnarok has expired, and that is a shutdown kill to Shopify Rebellion. The gold goes to Fudge.
Still counts. Impact's going to want that one back. Trying to push deep when his entire team is top lane, but they had lost control of River, and everyone on Shopify could just move down. So now he's down for 45 seconds, no TP on a Hex Rift. I mean, Shopify could think about Baron, but we've talked a lot about Barons being too dangerous to start. I almost want them to just set up around Soul here.
30 seconds until that. Shopify Rebellion need to find a way to stop this Dragon Soul from Sentinels. The pick is nice, but Impact will be up with TP as the Dragon spawning.
I like Shopify not going Baron here, because if they go Baron, then they will lose the inside track to Hex Soul. Instead, they're using this time with Impact being dead to push bot, push top, get vision, and set up to deny this Soul Point.
Push these waves in, play around the Anivia, play with cohesion. If anybody gets picked out here.
They need to be on this spawn, though. Zinie's still sitting mid lane, clearing this extra wave. I know Contractz is killing it, but the delay, because now Impact, with his TP from his role quest, is able to get on this, and Contractz doesn't have that much damage to kill this by himself, so I think it's going to end up being a trade.
Sentinels are going for the Baron, the Dragon for Shopify Rebellion, but that's only the 3rd Dragon for the Rebels. That is not Soul for them, it just puts them on Soul Point. You got to favor Sentinels in this trade, as they will take a pretty free Baron right there. Yes, it's a trade of Dragon, but all things considered, you're happy for Sentinels.
Well, is this their 2nd Baron of the game, or their 1st?
This would be Baron number 2.
Well, it doesn't matter. 84% winner either way.
Yeah, true.
According to Leo. Yep. That's how you use stats.
That's a great use of stats right there. And 3 Barons was 100% win rate.
You got to worry about that one.
So that's the big one.
Yeah.
We could actually see some stats changing if we go another, couple minutes into this game. 5 minutes 30. Although Sentinels have 4 minutes 20 until that next Dragon fight. Nothing to fight over right now. So maybe the game slows down again. I mean, with the
every
wave
time we
clear,
say that, they just fight. They're like,
maybe I'm trying to, egg them on a little bit here. All right. Currently it's Shopify Rebellion with the push mid, but both side lanes are pushing into them. Sentinels have gotten both of them coming in. Dredge line onto HamBak. He has the Guardian Angel available, though, so Shopify Rebellion don't want to full send onto the Zhao. He's about half health here and is still fine for right now.
They got the...
Oh, if they get huhi, that's pretty big. Heal is used, Flash still available. And we're just fighting for mid control. Again, there's no objectives up on the Rift right now, but these teams look like they want to go for more. Flash forward from HamBak, follow up from Impact. They're just going to try and chase down Bvoy, but the Cataclysm will stop Impact in his tracks. Now the bolt time comes through. huhi gets the flash taunt onto Bvoy, but he's going to die. HamBak gets onto the carry and will take him out. Fudge, meanwhile, lands the ult into the wall. Shopify Rebellion's top laner steps up in the team fight, and Shopify will win the fight 1-4, trading up in kills.
And that should probably be the game. There's only HamBak alive with his GA on the side of Sentinels, and I just can't see him stalling for the 40 seconds for his carries to be alive.
What was that, Chad? Sentinels in a stable game state with the Baron. Flash, engage, and full send on the Bvoy. And HamBak will not be enough to stop the push. Still has the Baron-powered minions, but that is an ace for the Rebels. And in a crazy end to game number 2, Shopify Rebellion will even out the series. We're going to game 3.
Yes, we are. We're getting another one. Fudge still carried this game. 10 kills on Gnar. Very aggressive play over that mid lane. a few ambitious fights by both teams.
Yeah.
I'd like to know who, I mean, my player of the game is Fudge. The